Good evening, friends, on this damp Friday night. Here are some perhaps familiar words from an old poem that we might go placidly amidst the noise and haste and remember what peace there may be in silence. I was taught to talk well before I was taught to listen. In fact, I believe that silence was taken for a delay in talking and was not encouraged. We worry when our small children fail to speak at an early age or are slow to speak well, but I suspect we rarely worry about whether they develop early on as listeners. Silence seems like ground that is lost to the early talkers. Part of the violence right now in the ways of such as Donald Trump would be his insistence on being the only voice that is heard. In the recent presidential debates, it was tracked that he interrupted the debate 48 times to Hillary Clinton's 9. Speaking is power, and it is often abused. In clergy training, I was certainly taught to preach long before I was taught in any systematic way to keep holy silence or to become skilled at listening. On Thanksgiving Sunday, here, Karen Bowles led the opening prayer with a pronounced invitation to a lengthy silence on the premise that prayer is not necessarily a trained speaker speaking so much as it is a hungry heart listening in stillness. I comment on this in part because as we launch a major exploration this week from our Social Ministries Council, it's on the theme of shelter, and you can see the notes here in the weekly email. The core premise of the exploration goes like this. We see a need, we see a gap in our fabric as a human community. We believe that we can have an impact in that gap with people and with our considerable financial resources. And to get there, we will need to let some other people speak to us so that we will learn before we try to grow and serve. So this week, some of the voices of the homeless and their music through the film Lowdown Tracks will be our teacher. I hope you can be there. The details are here in the email. But mostly, I hope you will join in the growing sound of silence that is committed to hearing just how it is for the people we think we can make a difference for. And through this listening, join in the growing and the serving that will be our delight as a community. Meantime, keep the faith.